Alright, so I saw somebody, one of my friends on YouTube post a video about making borscht, and I've never had borscht before, so I decided to try to do it. I had a little bit of help, and it turned out really well, so I think I'm just going to share that with you. If you haven't watched Slava Cooking, go ahead and watch it. She's got some great food, trust me. We had a dinner at her house one time after the Orchid Show. It was amazing. I mean, you don't even get that food in the best restaurants in the world, so give it a try, check it out, see what you think. Yeah, that's probably too dark to see, but we're smoking some pork ribs. Not St. Louis barbecue, we're making borscht from Slava's recipe. I'd have to smoke my own ribs. It's on hickory. She said that would be best. Got all my ingredients chopped up except the garlic. The beans are over there. The beets are boiling in here. They've been going for 45 minutes, but I'm going to go to an hour or so. I want to make sure they're soft. My cast iron pan that I'm going to cook the actual stew in is here. I got my broth. We are looking good. The ribs are looking good outside. Probably a little bit dark, but we've been slow roasting and slow smoking over hickory some baby back pork ribs that are going to go in our borscht. This is where I'm going to start the stew. Had to add some water to the beets, but look at that beet water. I think it has made like the best vegetable stock ever. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. First time I've ever done this. I'm just glad that I had someone who actually knows how to do this to teach me. But yeah, there's the vegetables that are going in there. The cabbage are going at the end. There will be some red kidney beans, garlic, tomato paste. I got the marble rye to eat with it, and I have to cut up a fresh onion also to eat with it, which that's totally different for me. We usually don't do that, but that's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to trying this. I can't wait. Oh, and I also have beef broth ready to go. The ribs are out on the grill. They're looking good. They're getting nice and smoky on hickory. So this is gonna be awesome. As those chunks get going, don't want them to go too much. Just top back on. Make sure your vents are adjusted right to keep it at a nice low temp. 275. Could be a little lower, but I'm kind of in a hurry. Alright, so again, we got all the vegetables cut up. We got the beans ready to go. The beets are still cooking. It's been a little bit over an hour. These were big beets. They were very fresh and very hard. I'm definitely going to save all this veggie stock though, because I think I might make something with that veggie stock. The ribs are looking good. You just saw that. This is all ready to go. The beef stock's ready to go. All we need to do is make sure these beets are ready before I actually kick into making the stew. What do you think, Ella? Borscht going to be good? Is the borscht going to be good? You want borscht? You like borscht? You're from Germany. Do Germans eat borscht? I don't know. Do they? Ella, do Germans eat borscht? They do too. They do too. Sometimes. Sometimes. Oh, I get it. Okay. Let's get this pot going here. We're going to heat up this oil and butter. Then I'll slowly start adding the ingredients. And eventually the chopped beets, which are still cooking. Alright, so here we are. I just added the onions. 2 different kinds. I use red and white. I like the hot, and then I also like the sweet, and I love it when they blend together. And then I also added 3 big tablespoons of garlic, a bunch of sea salt, and pepper. So I'm just going to let this start steeping in the oil and the butter. I want these all to weep down, I guess. So we're kind of making a stew, so this is going to kind of be the first part. Alright, so what I normally do whenever I cook, and I've done this for a lot of different recipes, but what I like to do is I actually caramelize onions and garlic. I want it to be just a little bit more cooked than like maybe some professionals will say, you know, is clear glass cooked. I don't know. I'm gonna try this with this soup. I probably shouldn't. I'm trying to stay as traditional as possible. I want to make sure that it's just like Slava's recipe, but I'm going to sweat these down a little bit more. I want these to start caramelizing and pulling out those sugars, because I like sweet onions. I'm not a super huge fan of the super hot spicy onions. It's not my type of flavor, but this, I want to keep it traditional, so I'm just going to sweat these a little bit more. Secret. Usually what I do when I sweat onions like this is I put sugar in there. It helps with the caramelization, and it really gives it a good sweet, oniony, sweet flavor. But I'm not going to do that on this one. I just want to see how this turns out with exactly following the recipe I was told. Alright, I've added the potatoes and the carrots, tomato sauce, and the beef broth. I'm going to heat this up while I cut my beets. Look how beautiful they are. I've never done this before, so this is brand new to me, but man, when you cut a beet open, it's amazing. Alright, here's what it looked like after I added the potatoes, the carrots, everything, the beets. The beets look amazing. I didn't peel them or the potatoes, so that's kind of like a no-no. I wouldn't. Maybe next time I'll peel everything. This might be a little bit more earthy flavor. And I'm sorry for the fan, but the exhaust fan is kicking on. It does it automatically, but yeah, it still looks good, and I'm going to put the ribs in pretty soon. Alright, here's the smoked ribs. We're going to chop these up and put them in the stew. I hope they all fit. The pot is not big enough. Made a big batch, but I think it'll be okay. We're going to be really close though. Having a little bit of a problem chopping this up because it's falling off the bones before I can get it in the stew. This means it'll be sooner that I can have some stew. And Slava says traditional borscht is cooked with the bones in, and that's how it's served. So I just can't wait to try this. I'm so excited. This is gonna be so good. Here's the pork that's going into the boiler. If you haven't tried one of Slava's recipes, you probably should very soon. I'm telling you what, this is going to be awesome. Pork is in, and it's simmering away. I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit. Oh. Here it is, simmering with the pork bones in there, and I'm telling you, the meat is already falling off the bones. I was sharing some with myself and Ella, and it won't take long for the meat to just fall off those bones, but it's a good hearty stew. Oh my gosh, I'm really liking this. This is going to be awesome. simmering, and as I actually stir it, the meat is falling off the bones. You can see some of the bones are already kind of losing their meat. I kind of needed a bigger pot, but you know, this is the best one I have for this. But you can see there's no meat left on that. The meat is all in the stew. Oh, this is going to be so good. Thank you, Slava, so much. Oh, it's looking good. Like I said before, it's a little thick though. I don't know if it's supposed to be this thick. But when I stir it, all the meat comes off the bones. But the bones are still putting that good flavor into the borscht. Here's another clean one. Might have to add a little bit of water after I take some out of here. This is a pretty thick stew. Oh, that looks so good. I wish you could smell this, because this smells so good. And I gotta say, you know, I don't like beets at all. Our family, in my growing up, all we ever had was the beets out of a can. And when you take them out of the can, they're like shaped like the can. And they're pickled, and they're terrible. But I had some of these beets that I boiled that were fresh. They're good. They're like better than a potato. Their flavor is better than a potato. And supposedly, I think they're healthier too. So this is a great thing for me. And Ella too. Ella actually doesn't eat many vegetables, but I did make a mistake and spilled a few of the beets onto the floor, and guess what? She scarfed those things down like they were her food, which that's kind of strange because she doesn't usually eat vegetables. But yeah, as I stir it, the meat's just falling off, so that's good. Oh, I can't wait to have this, but I'm going to let it simmer some more. Alright, I put the cabbage in. It's a half a head of regular cabbage. And I added a little bit of water because it was a little bit thick. I don't want to cook the cabbage too long, because you know, if you cook cabbage too long, it smells like poo. Come on, I know. It's funny, but it really does happen. So I just want to cook it for a little bit, keep it crunchy right at the end before I serve it. But you can see, look at the bones. I'm stirring it. Just as I'm stirring it, all the meat is coming off the bones. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This looks beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to have a bowl of this with some marble rye bread. Oh, it's going to be so good. I can't believe I've never had this before. You know, I'm half Polish, the rest German and Norwegian, so it's kind of funny that I've never really had borscht before. And this is a traditional Ukrainian style borscht, so I'm very excited. I'm going to put in the paprika next. So yeah, this is the paprika I love, and I learned this from an actual Hungarian, so this is the best thing that I can find and get in my area. I don't know if you have availability of this, but when you do, it's well worth it. Now, I didn't put any hot peppers in. I'm going to do this kind of traditional. I mean, some people do, but I didn't, so we're going to see how this goes. And I'm not sure if I cut the beets up quite as small as they probably should be. There's some big pieces in there. Any of you who are our borscht experts, you can let me know. But I think the meat was done right, the soup was done right, the stew was done right, the potatoes were done right. You can see, like, as I stir it, the meat is just falling off the bones. So that's good. And the beets were already good. I tasted them before I put them in here even, and they were really good. So I think this is good. I'm going to let that paprika stew for a little bit, and then I'm going to make a bowl. I can't wait anymore. I'm just going to take a big scoop. Try to get it into my bowl. Some juice. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be eating this for the next 2 weeks. This made a huge mess. think it turned out pretty good.